Dear students, today I wish to explain about gear trains. Before going to the gear train problems, I'll explain that how the gearing will take place, in which way you have to draw the diagram. Because in the problems they won't give the diagram, sometimes they will give the statements alone. So at that time you feel difficult to draw the diagram. So how can you draw this? So first one is internal gearing. So internal gearing is nothing but you will get the internal gear and meshed with another external gear. So in this type you will get that the power movement or the rotation of the gears, both the gears will take place in the single direction. The next one is external gearing. External gears is nothing but both gears teeth will get mesh externally. Both gear teeth will get mesh externally. So one gear moves in clockwise direction means another gear moves in anti-clockwise, or vice versa. You will get that. So this is called external gearing. And one more thing is compound gear. So that is also one more type, compound gear. Compound gear, so if you are seeing the side view, it comes like this. That means in a single axis you have different number of gear teeth or different gears you will get. So in a single axis you will get different gear ratio. So in the side view you will get like this, and in the front view if you are drawing almost 2 gears, compound gear only they will give in the problem. So you have to draw like this. So while drawing 2 concentric circles, so gear 1 and gear 2, so both will rotate in same direction, it does not rotate in opposite direction. So in internal gearing, one external gear, one internal gear will get mesh and rotates in same direction. In external gearing, both gears as external gears and rotate in opposite directions. And compound gear, in a single axis you have 2 or more gears. In the problems almost 2 gears only they will give. So both gears works or rotates in same direction. So always internal gear, they may call it as annulus wheel also. So the internal gear is nothing but the teeth are designed in the internal way. Okay. So now so this is the problem. First problem, an epicyclic gear consists of a pinion, a wheel of 40 teeth and an annulus with 84 internal teeth concentric with wheel. The pinion gears with the wheel and annulus. The arm that carries the axis of the pinion rotates at 100 rpm. If the annulus is fixed, find the speed of the wheel. If the wheel is fixed, find the speed of annulus. So here, this is the problem they have given. They did not give the diagram. So you need to construct your diagram as well as you need to work out the problem. So what is the problem here they have given? Annulus means internal gear. So annulus in the sense it is an internal gear. So this internal gear has 84 teeth concentric with wheel. That means the wheel and internal gear have single center. The pinion gears with the wheel and annulus. So in between the internal gear and the wheel you have the one more gear that is called pinion. Okay. So the arm that carries the axis of the pinion rotates and at 100 rpm. So the meaning is the pinion has the arm, that arm rotates at 100 rpm. If the annulus is fixed, so the first condition or first question, if the annulus is fixed, what is the speed of the wheel? And the second condition is if the wheel is fixed, find the speed of annulus. So they ask that in vice versa. So you can start the motion from the internal gear or from the wheel. So while it is done with the tabular column method, so already I have explained a problem with the tabular column method. So now I will go through the problem. So first you just write down the given data. So given data, what are all the given data given here? So you just write down the given data first. So wheel has wheel teeth. So you can write that wheel teeth 40 and annulus 84, annulus teeth, you just make it annulus teeth 84. Pinion gears with the wheel and annulus. So pinion teeth is not given, so you need to find out the pinion teeth. Pinion teeth. So what it is you need to find out. So if you want, you just give it as TW, TA, the symbols TW, TA and TP. So you can give like this. So now I'll construct the diagram. So the diagram is not given, you need to construct. So internal gear, I already told you that the gear has internally, the teeth has internally. So that internal gear has 84. So it is a bigger one. So I have drawn this internal gear. So internal gear I have drawn initially. And the wheel is concentric with the internal gear. So both the wheel has the same center, and you need to draw one more circle. So this is called wheel. So this wheel has same concentric with internal. So this is your annulus. So this is annulus and wheel. Now you have one more that is pinion. Pinion means it is also a wheel. It gears with wheel and annulus. It is also a gears with wheel and annulus, and it has the arm. So the arm that carries the axis of the pinion. So this is your pinion and this is your wheel, and this pinion has one arm. So this arm has the speed of 100 rpm. So like this. So this is your arm, and this is your pinion. Okay. So now the arm speed is given in the problem. So arm speed is 100 rpm. So this is the condition. These are all the given data. So now you have to start the tabular method. So tabular method already I told you that. So in which way you can do this? So draw the table. So revolution of elements, condition of motions, everything you have to give. Revolution of elements. So now I can draw the tabular column, revolution of elements, conditions of motion, serial number, and you just give it. I am starting. So arm is always first. So give the arm first. Then the power is given to the internal gear. I am starting from the out to in. I am moving like this. Internal, you can start at anywhere. So you can start from wheel to internal gear or internal gear to wheel. So I am doing this method, internal gear to wheel. So arm is first preference you have to give for arm. The next one is the annulus or internal gear I have drawn here. From this internal, the motion is moving to the pinion. So next one is pinion, and from this pinion the motion is given to the, or it is moved to the wheel. So next one I am taking. The final end one is your wheel. So now already I told you that arm is fixed. So you have to assume that arm is fixed, and I am starting from annulus. So the annulus takes any one revolution. So here in the problem simply they ask that fixed means what is the speed. So they did not give any rotation. So you can take that annulus rotates plus 1 revolution. So plus 1 revolution indicates that counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. So this is your first step. So arm A is fixed, so make this as 0. Annulus I have taken internal gear, so that internal gear makes plus 1 revolution. If I am going for pinion, I have taken a symbol as P. So now you just come for this diagram. So annulus moves in anti-clockwise direction. So this is your internal gear and pinion is external gear. So if internal and external gear moves, it moves in same direction. So annulus moves in anti-clockwise, so the pinion also starts to move in anti-clockwise. Now come for this next one. Pinion is meshed with wheel, so both are in clockwise direction, external gearing. So in external gearing, one gear moves in one direction, another gear moves in opposite direction. So pinion moves in anti-clockwise, so wheel moves in clockwise. So now you have to take based on this. I told you that already. So initially which one is taking the power, that one you are giving as plus 1. Now go for pinion. Pinion is your second gear. So driver is your annular, pinion is your driven now. So how can you write down this train value? So train value is nothing but teeth on the annulus. So is the driver. Teeth on the annulus is the driver. Then teeth on the pinion is your driven. So you have to give that TA by TP, and both are working or rotating in same direction, that means anti-clockwise. So no need to give negative, so only you just give positive. So plus TA by TP. So plus symbol indicates that the rotation of the gear either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So now if you are coming for wheel moves in clockwise. Clockwise means minus, and TP, that means teeth on the driver is here, driver is pinion, driven is your wheel. So before going to that, where the power is getting started, so that one also you have to add. So minus I have given based on the rotation of the wheel, and TA by TP is my initial power or initial speed is given into. Now you just come for this wheel meshing. So wheel is meshed with pinion. So pinion is TP by wheel is TW. So pinion is the driver, wheel is your driven. In your second machine, pinion is your driver, wheel is your driven. So TP DP will get cancelled. That is equal to minus TA by TW. So this is the condition you will get for the wheel. And the second one, irrelevant of your rotations, you need to add x revolutions in the same direction. So x revolutions you need to add. So simply 0 into x, that means you have to multiply this. In the same direction you are increasing the revolution. So here there is no rotation, so you will get 0. Here you have plus 1 revolution. Instead of plus 1 you will get plus x. Here you have plus x dot TA by TP. Then minus x dot TA by TW. And the third one is irrelevant of rotation. You are adding plus y revolution in all the gears or all the elements. So plus y is nothing but you are adding here. So third one. So you just make it simply plus y plus y plus y like that. And then fourth one is total motion. Total motion is nothing but 2 and 3. You need to add second step and third step. Give that total motion. So y, x plus y and y plus x dot TA by TP, then y minus x dot TA by TW. So from this you will get your equations. So that means arm A speed is y, annular speed is x plus y, pinion speed is y plus x into TA by TP, and wheel speed is y minus x into TA by TW. That means revolution of elements. So you need to give that. So from the table you will get the equations. NA equal to y, that means speed of the arm, then internal gear x plus y, then pinion y plus x dot TA by TP, NW y minus x dot TA by TW. And you need to find out TA you know, TW you know, you need to find out teeth of the pinion. So find out here. So now you just see that in the wheel you have that annulus and pinion and wheel, you have the relation. So the basic condition for meshing is module should be the same. So when the module is same, the teeth is directly proportional to your diameter. So here I can write down that D, diameter of the annulus, that is equal to the overall diameter of the annulus, that is equal to diameter of the wheel. Diameter of the wheel plus diameter of the pinion. So it becomes that 2 times diameter of the pinion. So you can write it like this. So dA equal to dW plus 2dP. So you'll get like this. So that is directly proportional to the teeth. So you can write that TA TW plus 2TP. So TA value is given that 84, that is equal to TW is 40 plus 2 into TP. So you will get that 84 minus 40, so you will get that 44 equal to 2 TP. So TP equal to 22 teeth. So this is the value of number of teeth on the conditions. From the problem you have to take the conditions. So first condition. So the first condition is annulus is fixed. Annulus means Ni equal to 0. What is the teeth or speed of the wheel? So you need to find out Nw. If the annulus is fixed, what is the speed of the wheel? So that is the first condition. So annulus fixed means in this diagram, in this equations, x plus y equal to Ni equal to x plus y equal to 0. So that one you have to apply. Then Nw equal to y minus x dot Ta by Tw. And one more thing is the arm rotates at 100 rpm. So Na equal to 100 rpm. And arm rotates at 100 rpm they have given, but they did not mention the direction. So the meaning is the pinion is rigidly fixed with the arm. So the pinion rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So the arm rotation also you have to take anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise, you just make it like this. So from this equations you need to find out the speed of the wheel. So Na equal to 100 rpm. So Na is nothing but from the equation Na equal to y equal to 100. So now y equal to 100, then Ni, the speed of the internal wheel, that is also fixed. So you will get that x plus y equal to 0. So x equal to minus 100 by applying y value as 100. So you will get that x equal to minus 100. Now apply the variables values in speed of the wheel. So Nw equal to y minus x dot Ta by Tw. So if you are applying here, y value is 100 minus x value is minus of minus plus 100, you will get dot Ta value is 84, Tw value is 40. So by solving this you will get the speed of the wheel. So you just see here 84 divided by 40 into rpm anti-clockwise, because it is plus. So anti-clockwise direction, that is the rotation of wheel. Right? So the second condition, Nw equal to 0, Ni equal to, you need to find out the value. Nw means speed of the wheel is 0. Then what is the internal gear speed? They asked that. So now again the condition Na makes that 100 rpm, that is arm rotation is always that is constant, that is 100 rpm is rotating. So the same condition you have to take. Now take this wheel speed from the equation. So Nw equal to y minus x dot Ta by Tw. So this is equal to 0 because wheel is fixed and Na is nothing but your y. So y equal to 100 rpm and Nw is 0. So what is the value of x you need to find out. So 100 minus x dot Ta is 84, Tw is 40. This is equal to 0. So minus x dot 84 by 40 equal to minus 100. So minus minus will get cancelled. So 7.62 rpm. So now internal speed gear Ni equal to x plus y, that is equal to 100 plus 47.62. So you will get that 147.62 rpm. So that is the speed of internal gear. So with this the problem anti-clockwise. So the plus sign indicates that it rotates in